Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I got a different topic for you. This is a new topic that I've brainstormed up that I feel like I'm gonna do for myself, as I feel like this YouTube channel has just basically become like a personal diary, cataloging all of my favorite things in the world and just talking about them and reviewing them. I say that I'm gonna make videos about drawing, but so far it's just been me nerding out about all the things I like, and right now I'm really enjoying that. And I figured, why not continue that with a new series? And I thought of this series as a way to just give my flowers out to all of the individuals who have inspired me most in my artistic journey. And this series is gonna be called The Artist Spotlight. I'm an artist myself, and art in general just makes the world better. Like, the world needs art. The world needs artists, and honestly, I just think the world could use more artists, and the world could use more spotlighting artists. And the reason I'm calling this Artist Spotlight is because I was gonna call it an artist review series, but the word review comes with the connotation, it feels like, that there's gonna be a negative and a positive, but I don't think I ever wanna really make a negative artist review. That just seems kinda mean. We're here on this channel to prop things up. And today, the artist that I'm gonna give my flowers to is Colorreaper. This is me giving you your flowers, Colorreaper, because as you've been hidden within the guise of your Instagram profile feed, you have, without even knowing it, inspired my work so much. And you guys know that meme. You'll probably see it under the comments of any of Horikoshi's sketches on Twitter. It's like the babe wake up, new Horikoshi art dropped. That's basically how I am with Leah when Colorreaper drops. Every time the man drops, I nerd out a little bit. And I don't know if Colorreaper is ever gonna see this. I don't expect him to, but if he does, you are a massive inspiration, and I just genuinely appreciate the art that you bring to this world, because it makes so many of us little artists just hyped the fuck up. I'm pretty sure it's not just me that looks at his art and just feels the like feral energy, just a massive grip of inspiration, like wanting to draw like dynamic posing, beautiful line work. And I figured, what better way to introduce an artist than by showing my own collection of their art to you. And so I don't know if you've ever noticed in the background, but there is a Colorreaper piece sitting right behind me. I think I've even shouted it out before. Do you see it? Where's the Colorreaper piece? Can you help me find it? You said it's over there? Oh, you're getting closer. There it is. There's the Colorreaper piece. I bought that shit as soon as it went on his shop. Let me go get it. A Super Saiyan 2 Goku piece that I purchased from him. Look at that chaotic lightning going all around. It's chaotic, but it's also organized. It's well placed, and it frames Goku beautifully. Another thing that he does really well is that rim lighting that I love so much. And don't even get me started on this little stylized touch that Colorreaper adds to all of his work. It's this like it's like this follow through line that happens every now and then. It just looks like he's like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It just adds so much to the energy of his artwork. And you're also probably thinking, what's going on with this frame? This was a frame that I made with Leah. One night we just decided to paint some frames. And so I was like, I'll paint the frame to my Colorreaper original. My attempt here was to kind of like put a little hint of the wastelands, like sort of valley area in Dragon Ball. It's the area that Majin, Vegeta, and Goku just battle it out in their Super Saiyan 2 forms. Now I ask that you forgive me for like the Heath Ledger Joker camera work here, but I'm just gonna show you some of my artwork that I have of his up on my wall, starting with these two wonderful pieces. And he definitely themed both of them. And I'm so sorry, Mr. Colorreaper, but I am like, the theme isn't coming to me right now. There was like a brother theme. I believe this was the brother piece, because you got Itachi, Killua. Everybody here is a brother. Oh my god, I'm so sorry that the camera work is so janky. Ichiko, is he a brother? I don't know, I haven't seen Bleach. Then on top of that, we gotta move this giant Deku. And hiding behind this Deku is a Bakugo original that I purchased from this legend. I gotta figure out a new place to put it, because obviously Deku is completely covering it up. He sent me a little Dobby sketch on a sticky note, which was really cool. Like, hey, listen, whenever you're buying art from an artist and they send you a little sticky note original art sketch, like, oh, I paid for this original art and got a second little original art with it. And now the last piece I would like you to feast your eyes on is this gorgeous commission that I got from him of Sincerely Elise, and I'm gonna go into that a little bit more later. So I hope that wasn't too headache inducing. The just absolute shaky found footage level of recording there, but I just wanted to super quickly go through all of my little Colorreaper pieces that I own. Bro needs to put out an art book. That's what I'm gonna say. I want an art book so badly from him, and so here we are on Colorreaper's Instagram page. We're gonna be scrolling. We're gonna be scrolling for a while. This man has absolutely mastered the style that he has cultivated here. He makes anything look cool. He's got those very sharp edges, so sharp that the damn ink pen has to cross and make a little X. Can I scroll no mo? Well, okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Colorreaper. This is in 2019, and it says that you've received 881,000 likes, but I am unable to scroll no mo. I think we're just gonna have to start here, because at this point we are well into this man's absolute cultivation of his godly style. Okay, so I get a little sleuthy when I find an artist I like. Found my man Colorreaper's Deviant Art, and let me just take you back to the beginning times of how far I have been able to see his art. You get a couple of Colorreaper pieces from the early days. Even in 2018, the guy was cooking. Like, this is crazy. The Majin Vegeta. His super loose pencil sketches still have the entire composition mapped out. He is able to capture silhouettes in an extremely simple yet highly detailed way. You can see he's breaking down those like simple shapes to, oh my, get me out of this stupid, I am not signing up for DeviantArt. Here, Colorreaper has found his calling. He has found that he is an exceptional artist. He has cultivated a one-of-a-kind style of absolute fierceness, motion, and energy. There's absolutely some manga influence here. You can see the manga influence. From what I've been able to surmise in my 5-6 years of following him, I haven't really found who his inspirations are, but I'm assuming they are all of the manga greats, you know, like Toriyama. I gotta imagine he loves Horikoshi's style. Maybe there's a little Bruce Timm in there, but honestly, I'm just completely speaking out of my ass. I don't know who his influences are, but whoever they are, they did my boy right, because he has taken all of his influence, all of his inspiration, put it together in a little melting pot, a little mixing pot, if you will, and thus birthed this beautiful, chiseled style that you see before you today. And we're still sitting on the Tokoyami. You got this Endeavor piece that is just absolutely insane. Like, okay, so let me just say, this is the size of that Endeavor. It's the size of this little marker. The way that he's able to capture all of that fine detail on such a little piece. Let me see. Let me stretch this out and see what the caption is. Maybe he says, he doesn't say what the size of it is, but I know he does in some. This rhino right here, guys, I'm not even that big into rhino. I don't even care about rhino. Spider-Man's like my all-time favorite, like, standard superhero. But I don't care much for rhino. But this rhino, I do care a lot about. So the crazy thing that he does is he's able to simply convey depth by subtle indications of things. As you can see, this is his back foot right here. Can you see? I wish I could zoom in. Okay, so I zoomed in a little bit, but you can just see there's just literally like the smallest indication of his little hoof. And if I was to assume, and don't judge me here, Colorreaper, you could have done this in a completely different way, but maybe he took the flathead of this marker and just went like, psh, and that's all you really need to do to convey the depth of this foot. Then he's got this arm here that is just so clearly cut out in front of his back foot. But you know the back foot is back there with the marker strokes following the texture and direction of his body here. But do you know what else is really nice about my man? He is able to add elements around the paper. He doesn't even need to add a background. He can add little quick elements that just like simply brings the whole composition together but still keeps the spotlight on the character itself, on the subject. And to me, that is such a hard thing to do. It is hard to like go for a less is more approach for a background and just make it work perfectly. His big Spider-Man piece was really exciting and memorable because it was right when the Spider-Verse movie came out. But I really loved this Spider-Man piece because I was able to see some of the default Procreate brushes very effectively used, like this little stepping sort of 3D boxy brush. I recognize the squarey sort of grid brush. They have like a cloudy, like a cloudy brush that looks pretty good here. And I'm just assuming, listen, Mr. Colorreaper, I don't in any way ever want to show any disrespect to you. I am not trying to assume your brushwork. I appreciate your artistry, and I'm not saying that you using the default brush in any way is taking away from the absolute beauty that your art beholds. I'm just saying it's easy to be using those default brushes. I don't download brushes that much. I be using the default brushes, and when they're effectively used, like in this Spider-Man piece right here, it just confirms the theory that all you really need in your artist's journey is the default Procreate brushes. He's able to capture a unique action pose every single time based off the angles and the small little differences. Like you could see in this Rhino, for example, that I just got done reviewing, he's stepping forward, same with Kratos. He's stepping forward and leaning forward, but in a completely different way that feels new and just completely separated from the Rhino piece. This little tree background situation that he has created here is really dope. This tiny little My Hero Academia chibi set that he made was so sick, and I personally think he didn't make enough. Maybe they turned in the stickers, but I feel like I would have had my hands on these stickers if he made them. This is like one of my favorite Mirko drawings. Now, if you pay close attention to these 4 My Hero Academia characters, they each have a nice little additional element added behind them that just adds so much. You got clouds behind Hawks, you got Plus Ultra and some smoke behind All Might. Endeavor has some flames, but I think it is utilized so perfectly on this Mirko, the way that her kick is here and it's following, like the background element behind the Mirko is working its way into the foreground using her kick. I really love 3 things in general: framing a piece really nicely and breaking out of it. That's 2 things. But you get what I mean, because the knee here is breaking out of this little circly frame that he's creating. You get the knee breaking out and also the hair. He sometimes draws his little mascot doing cool shit, and I love his little mascot. I think it is just like the perfect little mascot for him. Here it is, bro. This piece is like one of those pieces that every artist has, where it's just like that iconic art piece that everybody recognizes. For me, it's the Spider-Man piece. And it's especially the small little details that he adds to it that just speaks so much more about it. Number 1, you got the red design of his suit bleeding into the background. Like, okay, I don't know why my glasses suddenly came off of my face, but those little details, especially when they're used correctly, it just like makes your heart skip a beat. And he also very perfectly used both the glitch and the chromatic brush, which I think, if I recall correctly, this was a piece that he was practicing those brushes on. A glitch in my usual style, I've been experimenting a lot, deal with it. I'm assuming it was the chromatic and the glitch brush. A brush that to this day, for me personally, I have not been able to find a use for. But then again, I have not been experimenting as much as my man Colorreaper here. He clearly experiments and understands that like nobody is perfect and that there's always something new to learn, and seems to always challenge himself with his work, which you just gotta respect. The challenge was figuring out colors for the surrounding characters in a way that lets the blue duo shine. So the challenge that he was trying to find was, despite his eye-grabbing and striking style, he attempted to make every character that is surrounding Goku and Vegeta a little bit more subdued than the duo itself. But so it makes me wonder, maybe there isn't a theme. Maybe I was trying to decipher a theme out of this. Maybe the challenge was figuring out the colors. But then you got this one, which is the hybrids. That's what it was. The pure breeds. That's what it is. Duh. I can't believe I didn't think about that when I was trying to show you the actual prints. Oh my god, look at this guy. Just like, this guy loved it so much. He commented 1, 10, 8, 9, 10 times. Bro commented 10 times because of how dope this piece of art is. Keep searching for some good juice. Here we go. This one. There it is. Does he ever finish this one? Wait, can I pull up a... Please tell me you finished the Flash piece, bro. Colorreaper, where is the finished Flash piece? You just sketched it? Was it just an ink? You didn't color this bad boy? My line art at its purest before rendering with blacks in color. So he says before rendering with blacks in color, but I am not seeing no colored piece here, bro. Mr. Colorreaper, what's going on? Is it way later? Did he archive the post? Maybe he possibly archived it. Maybe it was a timed exclusive post. You could only see this post for a matter of time and then it's gone forever. Markiplier style. Let's just review it as its black and white form. I wonder if I Google it. Colorreaper Flash. Colorreaper, you cannot hide from me. I found it on X. Again, I'm just not big into DC, but he is making me a giant fan of all of these characters that I just like have never really had a big attachment to. The way he pushes this running pose, just pushes the perspective so beautifully, completely just makes me fall to my knees. You know, shout out to Twitter real quick because they let me do open image in new tab. And you know what open image in new tab does? It lets me zoom around and poke at little things that I like this hand in the distance. Look how simple it is. If you break it down, it's 1 line, 2 line, 3 line with a very beautifully cut out thumb. Simple rounded edge here. And with every simple little line that he makes, it just perfectly makes up the entire anatomy of what this arm should look like. It's like, where's your leg, bro? Where's your leg? Your leg doesn't even need to be there because it's in such extreme perspective that you're able to just see it. You're able to basically, you can just see his foot. If you zoom out, his foot's there. His foot is there and made up of 3 lines. He's running at us. He's running at us. Here he comes. All right, I'm sorry. I'm just bringing it up to the close arm. And this shit right here, you guys, visually and art styles, crosshatch is another one that does it sometimes. It's just that follow through line. That's all you need to add to convey motion in the most beautiful way. And it's not the motion of the character. It's not the motion of the scenario. It's the motion of the artist. It's the passion that is just exerted through that pencil within that swipe that you make. He has no feet in this image. There's no feet. Again, because they are very tactically hidden behind distance and a leg in the front. Okay, Colorreaper Naticus Rex, we're moving on. A small little detail. I love how the lightning is coming off of his arm here. But really, it just all leads back to where that foot is coming from. All of the perspective lines, all of the grid lines or whatever, they just all lead my eye back to where his foot is. And I think that's perfect because it shows where he started running at us from. A little drop shadow here from his mask in 2 strokes to cover the side of the nose and the side of his cheek. And that's all you need sometimes. The man doesn't need to make a freaking matte painting. He doesn't need to spend 1,000 hours on a beautiful painting rendering a cheek. He just needs to hit that cheek with a certain brush stroke and get the shape out, and it just does the rest of the work from there. Making every single, like, I don't understand how he gets his lines so straight. Like, the guy must be like... Thing with me is when I do that, it's a little squiggly zigzag. But I think with him, I gotta imagine he's using speed with his wrist. Putting the pencil down, flicking, putting the pencil down, flicking, putting the pencil down, flicking. But for me, I try to do that, and it's just it's like a squiggly wiggly mess. But I just want to say Colorreaper Naticus Rexinator is absolutely killing it at the little speed lines. When he hits the simple characters, it is even more mind-blowing because he's still able to take these super silly simple characters and bring them into the 3D world and also effectively add depth and perspective to them in the most like compelling way possible. So good at cooking up little simple styles and bringing them into the real world. This Spider-Man right here. The problem here is I don't want to be here all night talking about every single one of his pieces because I could very easily do that. I just want to highlight some really kick-ass pieces that I remember in my 5 years of following Mr. Colorreaper Naticus Rexasaurus. This Spider-Man piece is just such an amazingly beautifully shapely Spider-Man. The way he's sitting on the webs coming down, the pose that he's in, his like perfectly cut out silhouette just makes me so happy in every way. It's so Colorreaper because it's that sort of rounded yet sharp style. I'm just really loving that little follow through effect that his hand is creating that also has that like gradual red to white. It's just really satisfying touch. Bro made my all-time favorite starter Pokemon look the coolest he's ever looked. In like form-wise. War Turtle, just as a strict design, I think hits probably like my top 5 favorites when it comes to any Pokemon. I'm just really loving every time he frames. Maybe, oh no. Am I realizing that I'm like I have like subconsciously fallen in love with ways to frame subjects because of Colorreaper here? But we can call him one of the pioneers of accurately framing a beautiful subject using their effect. Colorreaper, I salute you. This one almost feels like it is in the same series as the Spider-Man one that I talked about earlier. Like I could see both of these series, these Spider-Mans, this could be like a spiritual successor of that last Spider-Man piece. I don't know. Again, the way he's like very crisply cut out the silhouette of Spider-Man here with such a bright background that it's just so loudly defining Spider-Man's pose here. And we bring it all the way back to the Rhino piece where he just like adds these little simple details that almost in a lesson is more kind of way where the webs are coming up on his leg here. Like, why hasn't he been offered a Spider-Man comic yet? Mr. Marvel himself, I know you watched this video. Why have you not offered my man Colorreaper here a Spider-Man comic? Or maybe you have and Colorreaper is just like, nah, I do it for the love of the game. Who knows? But oh shoot! Okay, so now that I'm a new lover of One Piece, all of his One Piece pieces from back in the day, I would probably be like, this is really cool, but I don't like have a emotional attachment to the characters, so I'm just still scrolling. But now that I can come back and just admire this Snake Man Luffy, it just brings a tear to my eye. You see a piece of art 3 years ago, 2022, and you're like, there's my man Colorreaper, love everything he makes, and then you forget about it. You forget about it like it was never made. You loved it for that one day that you saw it. I can guarantee you I've seen every single post this man has made, but going through a feed like this so many years later and finding characters that I have found a new love for just adds that much more value to my admiration of artists in general. There is my guy. There is my guy, drawn by my guy. This is one of, if not my all-time favorite pieces of art that I own. Colorreaper's style depicting something that came out of my brain. And I commissioned him while I was making the Kickstarter for Sincerely Elise Volume 1, and I added him as a guest artist. The man accepted my crazy commission to draw my little characters that I have created in my head, delivers the piece promptly. Liz here looking very feral and crazy. The hair, it's perfect. The hairstyle, he freaking nailed it. He did his thing in his Colorreaper Rexosaurus saga style. It just brings a tear to my eye seeing my little guys. I don't even remember the parameters at which the commission was. Maybe I was just like, just do your thing, or can you draw whoever you want? I don't know what I did. I don't think I gave him that much of a specific request because I just wanted to see what he would do with it. And another reason, I'm just gonna say it, Mr. Colorreaper, but I asked this man if I could have rights to print this on a card. For the videos that I've made a couple videos back, I have my card set coming. It's still in production. I'm waiting for it to be printed. For my next card set, I decided I'm going to introduce guest artist pieces into the card that I commissioned, buy the rights to, and include it into the freaking set. And Colorreaper himself granted me permission, free of charge, to sell this card with his artwork on it. The man is a saint. The man is the most generous person in the universe. The fact that he offered me that gracious opportunity to sell his own art on one of my products for free out of the love and support of this project, it just speaks to his integrity as an artist, man. He just respects another artist like working their ass off. And through that, I am so grateful that he supports my work so much to allow me to do this. This is probably the best drawing he's ever made, I'm just gonna say. Maybe I'm a little biased. This is the Chainsaw Man print that I don't have hanging up on my wall right now. I got it from him and it is now in a box because we thought we were gonna move, but then didn't move. And so it's part of the like giant chunk of prints that I packed away. Every single time a new anime hits the culture, I'm like patiently waiting to see what Mr. Colorreaper's take is on it. Like Gachi Akuta just came out. I can only imagine he could draw the most sickest Rudo ever. My eye is just being guided around Denji up to power. And we're going and that DK is sick. He's Colorreaper. There's just so much to be said about the way this guy experiments with speed and shape language. He starts at like really realistic, rounded, sharp all together, a little bit more detailed. It's like you take the meter like all the way this way and the more abstract and shapely it gets. Another one that I just love so much. And it's mainly because of these details up here. Look at how this hand is obscured by Broly's blast, and it's just made up of a little line work, a couple of speed lines. It's almost kind of akin to the Flash run. This one is like pretty close to the Flash run where it has the knee up front and the hand in the back that is just so beautifully rendered out in the most simplest way. And then, of course, you got the beam blast framing my man Broly right here, like so good. There it is. There's that Goku that I bought, you guys. Absolutely love how he portrayed all of Goku's forms and framed it through the freaking beams of a Kamehameha. The way he comes up with these like massive compositions, I feel like if I'm throwing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters, he's able to place them so effectively that it's just clear as day, and it just never feels like it's busy. Like each character feels so meticulously cut out and cared for. It also hits all of the like main best moments of each form. This is insane. Look at all these characters. This is a cool composition. The way he just like evaporates into fire from one side to the other, the way he split it up, the way the flame continues around this side, but only for the 4. Ugh, that arm! I'm sure he loves doing these massive pieces because he just basically gets to experiment with interesting posing for so many characters at once. But I can see the passion for art and the love of the game, the love of the medium, lover of both comics and manga, Japanese art, American art. And with that, there is my artist spotlight on the legendary Colorreaper. Like probably one of the main reasons that I have found so much love in the art of motion, in dynamic posing and perspective and everything. He is probably one of the biggest inspirations in that world. But okay, that's enough glazing. That's all you get. I just wanted to give you your flowers for being a massive inspiration in my journey of art. Thank you for sticking with me. If anybody is interested in hearing about this artist, Colorreaper, that's his name. Kevin Shaw is his real name. He's got the handle Colorreaper on basically everything if you want to find him. This man is a certified student of art, and I recommend you check him out. I hope you enjoyed this first artist spotlight. I have a lot of artists that I love in mind. I love Art Germ, Warren Lau, Derek Loffman, Jake Parker, and so many more that I can think of. Like Crosshatch, I mentioned Crosshatch earlier, that I could make videos on. And hopefully it doesn't at any point make any of them uncomfortable. I'm not trying, I just want to make videos and document things that I like. And unfortunately, all of you amazing individuals are part of that. So with that said, if you like the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this one, feel free to subscribe. And please leave a comment, show Colorreaper some love, or tell me about some other artists I could review or look at. Who are your favorite artists? But until next time, I will catch you on the next video.
My raps go Willy Wonka in Glasgow, catastrophe in the imagery as provided. Here.